Most people don't lose money after they buy gold. They lose it before they ever touch the metal. They walk in confident, thinking they're being smart, safe, prepared. But they make one mistake, then another. And by the time they realize what happened, the wealth they thought they protected is already slipping through their fingers. And the one strategy at the end that the smart money uses to stay sane when everything else is falling apart, because here's the truth, nobody tells you. Buying gold isn't what protects you. Knowing how to buy it is, and if you miss even one of these steps. So it must be the fastest way to get rich when things crash. That thinking is exactly how people burn themselves. Expect gold to act like a tech stock, explosive, fast, headline-driven. But gold doesn't sprint. It doesn't spike on hype or collapse on rumors. It moves like a vault door, slow, deliberate, and almost impossible to shake once it's shut. These aren't assets, they're proxies. You're not buying metal. You're buying a financial product that depends on someone else to keep a promise. You might be walking into a financial war zone unarmed. You're left with a contract, not a shield. If it's not physical and properly stored, you don't own gold. You own a risk. Gold is supposed to be timeless, untouchable, a shield against chaos. You'll see slick websites, urgent ads, and dealers that sound like experts. But many of them are just sales machines pushing overpriced products. Some mark up coins 30%, 40%, even 50% above market value. Others push numismatics or rare collectibles that sound impressive, but are nearly impossible to resell at a fair price. And in the worst cases, they're selling fakes. And if you're serious about doing this right, use a trusted provider. Use Augusta Precious Metals, and we've linked them in the description below. They do it properly. So should you. So how is it that smart people, careful people, still end up holding the bag? Simple. They fell into traps built for beginners. And unless you know what they are, you will too. In this video, we're breaking down the 10 deadly mistakes new gold investors make. If you're not careful, you could end up with a worthless coin, a massive markup, or a metal that isn't metal at all. Stick to dealers with strong reviews, a long track record, and membership in trusted industry groups like the LBMA or ANA. Real trust isn't advertised, it's proven. When you're buying gold, you're not just buying a product, you're buying peace of mind. Don't hand that over to someone just because their website looks clean. And real quick, if you're ever thinking about owning gold, hit subscribe right now and tap the notification bell for more videos. Mistake 1. Treating gold like a lottery ticket. But safety isn't about making quick profits. It's about not panicking when everything else falls apart. Start thinking of it as a wall. The day you're truly glad you own it. It's the day everyone else realizes they should have. Gold isn't meant to make you rich in a week. It's meant to make sure you're not ruined in a decade. You've heard it before. Gold goes up during crisis, right? The real problem, most investors confuse safety with speed. So here's the mindset shift that changes everything. Stop thinking of gold as a win. Mistake 2. Buying gold that isn't gold. ETFs, mining stocks, digital IOS. They might sound like easy ways to get exposure to gold, but none of them give you the real thing. Paper gold is not protection. It's a placeholder.
Yes.
And when things go wrong, that placeholder can evaporate.
Right.
The solution is simple. Buy real, allocated, audited bullion, not shares. Not speculation, not speculation. Mistake 3. Trusting the wrong dealers. When gold demand spikes, so do the scams. Scammers thrive in chaos. They know that when markets crash or currencies shake, people rush into gold out of fear. And fear makes people stop asking the right questions. That's why you never buy gold from anyone you haven't vetted. Mistake 4. For buying the wrong kind of gold. A lot of beginners fall for this one. It almost always starts the same way. Someone sees a beautiful coin online. Maybe it's a limited edition. Maybe it comes in a display case. Maybe it's labeled collectible or rare. It looks impressive. It feels like a smart investment. But when they try to sell it, no buyers. No market. No liquidity. That's because collectibles, jewelry, and numismatics aren't bought for protection. They're bought for aesthetics, history, or novelty. And they often come with high markups that have nothing to do with the price of gold itself. That means LBMA-approved bullion bars are highly recognizable coins like American Eagles, Canadian Maple Leafs, or Britannias. These products have global demand, are easy to authenticate, and can be sold quickly at fair value. It's what professionals hold. And if you're buying for protection, that's what you should hold too. Investment gold should be simple, pure, and easily tradable. Stick to widely traded, easily verified products from trusted mints like American Eagles, Maple Leafs, or LBMA-approved bars. These are the gold equivalents of major currencies, instantly recognized, trusted globally, and easy to move. Buying gold is only half the equation. Where you store it determines whether it actually keeps you safe. Depending on where you live, it can even be confiscated during times of political or financial instability. History has shown this more than once. When governments get desperate, private gold becomes a target. Yet most new investors treat storage as an afterthought until something goes wrong. Because when it really counts, you won't have time to explain why your rare coin should be worth more. You'll need someone ready to buy immediately. You don't buy a Rolex when you need a compass. Through autosaver programs that let you invest as little as $50 a month. The barrier isn't the price of gold. It's the myth that only the wealthy can afford it. And that myth benefits everyone but you. You buy the tool that works when everything else doesn't. It's about having something real when markets crash. Banks fail or currencies spiral. Because when the system shakes, the size of your position matters far less than the fact that you have one. You don't need a vault full of bars. You need a foothold. Something real. Something yours. Something untouchable. If you're holding obscure coins, off-brand bars, or anything with questionable purity, you may find yourself scrambling when it's time to sell. Dealers might hesitate. Buyers might walk. They don't keep their entire stash in a bedroom safe or buried in the backyard. They diversify. They use fully insured, secure vaults in politically stable jurisdictions, places like Switzerland or Singapore where property rights are strong and the rule of law still means something. And if you're in a hurry, you will likely get hit with a lowball offer that leaves you with far less than the metal is worth. For anything substantial, use trusted vaulting services with audited holdings and real-time access. If gold is meant to be your financial shield, treat it like something worth protecting. That assumption shuts the door on one of the most powerful forms of long-term protection. But here's the truth. Most people overlook. You don't need to start big. You just need to start. Because if you wait until a crisis to think about security, you're already too late. And in a financial storm, no one's chasing fancy coins. They're chasing trusted metal fast. If you can't turn it into cash quickly and fairly when you need to, it's not a safe haven. It's a trap. You're paying for design, not defense. The difference matters. If you're serious about owning gold that can protect your wealth, you need to focus on what the market actually wants. It's mistake 5. Forgetting about liquidity. A lot of people assume that gold is gold, that they can sell it anytime, anywhere, and get full value. But that's not always the case. Gold isn't just about ownership. It's about exit. The solution is to think about liquidity before the crisis, not during it. Mistake 6. Ignoring storage until it's too late. You planned for protection, but forgot to protect the protection. Gold might be physical, but it's not invincible. It can be stolen. It can be lost. It can be damaged. That's why smart investors think ahead. Home storage has its place, but only for small amounts. Mistake 7. Believing you're too broke to buy gold. It's one of the most common limiting beliefs. I don't have $2,000 for an ounce, so I guess gold isn't for me. Gold can be bought in grams, in fractional coins. Gold isn't about being rich. It's about staying solvent when others aren't. Start small. Grow steady. What matters isn't how much gold you own. It's that you own it at all. Mistake 8. Trying to time the market like a trader. You see the price dip and think, maybe I should wait until tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes and you wait again. Before you know it, months have passed. Gold has moved and inflation has quietly eaten away your cash while you hesitated. The smartest investors don't try to outguess the next dip. They buy on a schedule. Dollar cost averaging takes emotion out of the process. No panic, no second guessing. Just quiet, steady accumulation. This is how people miss their window, not because they acted too fast, but because they never acted at all. Few people realize that in many countries, certain gold products are completely exempt from capital gains tax. Others can even be placed inside retirement accounts for long-term tax-advantaged growth. You could make a 15% return, but if you lose a third of it to taxes because you held it the wrong way, what was the point? Gold doesn't reward perfect timing. It rewards consistency. And if you're planning for retirement, Ask whether a gold IRA or similar vehicle makes sense for you. They treat gold like a one-way move. Buy, hold, forget. But in a real emergency, when timing matters and decisions must be made fast, gold without a plan is just shiny metal sitting in a box. Decide in advance what role it plays in your life. Is it a permanent hedge? A cash reserve for inflation spikes? A legacy asset to pass to your children? Your plan doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to exist. And hit subscribe. We break down the smartest moves in uncertain times every single week. See you in the next one. Because without it, even the smartest investment can turn into a missed opportunity. Because in gold investing, how you hold it is half the battle. The real power of gold doesn't come from price spikes. It comes from the calm it gives you when everything else is falling apart. You don't want to be scrambling during a crisis trying to figure out who buys what, how much it's worth, or whether your heirs even know it exists. Set a monthly buy, automate it. Treat gold like long-term wealth insurance, not a stock you're trying to flip. That mindset shift is the difference between stress and security. And the smartest investors understand this. You don't chase gold. You position it. You set your allocation before you buy. You stick to it. You rebalance with discipline. That's how gold protects, not with movement, but with presence. In the UK, coins like sovereigns or Britannias are CGTX. And depending on your country, there may be pension options or savings plans that let you own gold without triggering heavy taxation when it is time to sell. Mistake 9. Ignoring the tax and retirement angle. Most beginners focus so much on buying gold that they miss one of the biggest advantages. How you hold it can be just as important as if you hold it. In the US, for example, you can hold physical gold in a self-directed gold IRA. Here's the part most people miss. Saving on taxes can actually outperform the gold price itself. The fix is simple. Talk to a gold-savvy accountant before you buy. Learn your country's rules. Understand which coins or bars offer tax advantages. Mistake 9. Not having an exit plan. You bought gold, but do you know what to do with it when the time comes to actually use it? Most investors don't think that far ahead. Without a clear strategy to sell, convert, or pass it on, your gold becomes dead weight when you need it most. Gold is a tool. It's meant to be used, but only works if you know how. Gold is not for thrill seekers. It's for survivors. It's not supposed to excite you. It's supposed to outlast the noise. The moment you stop watching the chart is the moment gold starts working. It's not there to entertain you. It's there to anchor you. So if this video helps shift your mindset, share it with someone who's thinking about buying gold.